Friends, people of St. Martin, viewers, listeners of Strictly Business and There's No Wealth Without Health. Before we start our program, because we have a very, very interesting program today, we've got to deal with some serious business. I would like to thank the sponsors who has been with us for the last year, 2010, for their contribution and their indulgence. We'd like to start with our golden sponsors, starting with the Windward Islands Bank. Thank you so much for being with us. We do appreciate your contribution. And friends, any financing you need, you can go to Windward Islands Bank and get it done. If you buy a car, you buy a piece of property, it don't make sense you having it unless you insure it. So you got to go to Nagico. What they say? Come down to Nagico, downtown Marigot. Nagico now has a main office in Marigot. Thank you so much. Whether it's health insurance, car insurance, property insurance, educational fund for your children, Nagico is the place to be. Thank you so much, friends, over at Nagico. St. Martin Harbor Holding Company. St. Martin Harbor Holding Company, located right here in Phillipsburg, right there up on the harbor. They are looking after our economy. When you look up there on Wednesdays, sometimes you see up to 6 ships. Last week before, 6 tourist ships, over 20,000 people swarming all over Phillipsburg and the rest of St. Martin as a consequence of the involvement of Minister Theodore Hedigal and Mr. Mingo. Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you for your contribution to our program. We'd like to thank our friends in GBE, at GBE, because without GBE you won't hear me and you won't see me. We want to thank them so much for their contribution. Mr. Brooks, thank you, along with your entire staff and the 20-something engineers that you have for keeping this program on the air. Thank you so much. We also like to thank our friends at Photogums, our oldest sponsor. Photogums, thank you so much. Photogums really help us, and he's always there for us. Thank you, Photogums. You need a picture taken? You need a good picture taken. You go to see our friends at Photogums. Birth of a child, christening of a child, death of an elderly, passing of someone. You need a picture taken, do it at Photogums. Photogums, thank you. You got gold, you need cash. Come to Koresh Caribbean Pawn Shop, right in the Beach Islander Alley. Koresh Caribbean Pawn Shop, right there in the Beach Islander Alley, you get your cash for your gold. Give us a call at 553-7580. No scams. Be careful with people coming to your home but they want to buy your gold. You don't know who you're letting in your home. Don't do it. You want to get cash for your gold, call a reputable firm, Koresh Caribbean Pawn Shop. We have a license from the central bank and we're going to work with you. 553-7580. What are we going to talk about today? My friends, listen to this carefully. Negative thoughts breeds negative lives, which create a negative environment. My friends, how did we arrive where we are today in the climate that we have today? And worse yet, how do we get out of it? There's a general negative climate that reigns on St. Martin today. People are negative. They're making negative remarks. They are fatalistic. They want to rip down everything. Presently, there reigns an extremely negative, low morale, a depressed environment. If you want to get depressed, you know what you should do? Go on the blogs. Some days ago, it was announced that I would have been put in charge of the tourist office. Well, my Lord, some folks went crazy with negative remarks. It wasn't even true. It is remarkable that we on this island as local people, we on this island as black people, would rip down each other at all costs. It doesn't have to be true. They don't even want to find out if it's true. Mind you, I was born here, up in Mill Region, the Samuel House, from a mother that was born here, from a father that was born in Trinidad, from a grandmother that was born in Anguilla. I've educated myself thoroughly. I have a master's in biology, I have a master's in chemistry, a bachelor's in education, and a bachelor's in English. I have taught school at Milton Peters College in the highest grades that they have for years. I have never raped, I've never stolen, I never spent an hour in jail, nor accused of anything of the like. But when you hear these comments, you swear to God that some kind of illiterate they're trying to put over an office in the government's building. I speak 4 languages fluently. Fluent, I write them and speak them. This is only to justify some of my critics, and that's fine. If you want to like me, you like me, and if you don't want to like me, mem shows. Doesn't really matter. That's not the point. The point is that when we are going to write comments, whether it's in the newspaper or on the blog, on the internet, get your facts straight, my friends. Then it was announced on Ms. Bibi Shaw's site, I fall out with Sarah, and I am not no more with the DP, and I was appointed in the tourist office. All of those comments are untrue. Up to last week before, I was at the Prime Minister's office having discussions on various issues with her. In December, there were several meetings that I attended as the Secretary General of the Democratic Party when the question of Maria Boncampo Molanos and the land issue was current. My friends, we got to stop. We really got to stop. We got to stop tearing down each other every chance we get. In the meantime, what's happening in St. Martin? What's happening here? In the meantime, Long Ho, Lau Lee, Nandwani, Hinwini, Lingondini, busy accumulating wealth on St. Martin. The Dutch is now expanding like crazy here. The Italians own all of the casinos. The Indians own all of Front Street. The Chinese own all of the grocery stores. The Dominicans own all of the hair salons. The Haitians have taken over the crafters market, Dutch and French. And what are we doing? Calling each other names and enjoying the tearing down of each other. The negative atmosphere is destroying us as local people. Collectively, we own nothing, we have nothing, we control nothing, and we ain't going nowhere. Individually, I am trying to take care of my family and my children. We have a few local businessmen, we have a few local people that own some property, and they're taking care of their children and doing the decent thing. But as a people, our state of affairs is sad. So the question is, who's doing it to who? There will be those, when I'm through here, going to fly up on the internet again, carry on like a set of animals. And you know why they can do that? because they don't have to put their name. Here you see my face. You know who I am. I put my name. If I write an article, I put my name. Be brave. Because if you're genuine about your thoughts, if you're genuine about your contribution, put your genuine name. Put your name to your comments. Because then it has a value. It has an educational value, if that's the case. Or at least try, when you make your comments, for it to have an educational value or an entertainment value. But don't just spit your bile on the internet, how you hate this one, you don't like that one, and this one can't do the job. In the meantime, what about you? How qualified are you? Why don't you step forward and do it better? I spoke to a couple of the politicians some days ago, and it is disturbing. Because when you're ripping these people to pieces, whether they're politicians, myself, or anyone else, these people have family. They got brothers, they got sisters, they got a mother, they got an aunt, uncle, children. And all you can do is tear them apart. In the meantime, what's his name? Buy over lowlands. What's his name? Cousin? Buy Ashapon. Long Ho, open another supermarket. And that's his fourth. Nandwani, or whoever he is, Koresh, or Hashesh, or open his fifth store. It doesn't disturb you. Even when you know you don't care. But let it have been an Aradnell. Let it have been a Marlin. Let it have been a Richardson. Let it have been a Lake. Let it have been Billy D. Let it have been Julian Rolox. Let it have been Don Hughes or Vincent Duncho. Oh, man. My friends, this got to stop. It's got to stop because we are creating a culture of negativity. And the worst part of that culture, it's being inherited by the next generation. In the meantime, we are not educating our children. Guess what? There's some schools on this island. You go to those schools, yeah, and you see the white people children, and you see the Indian children, and you see the Chinese children, and you see the European children. And what you see of us? We on the internet ripping down one of our own because I don't have to put my name. So I fix him good. And in the meantime, your child is becoming victim of a system that we leave slide because we wouldn't focus on the issues that are important. Look at Pelican today. Our people are being treated like dogs in this country. And why? Because we permit it. Why? Because we're busy looking at everything else. We are busy with envy. We are busy with jealousy. We are busy with greed. We are busy with deceit, backstabbing, bad talking, conniving. That's what we're good at. With all the churches we have in St. Martin. Talking about churches. There's a verse in the Bible that comes to mind all the time now when I look at the situation we're in. The heart is deceitful above all and desperately wicked. Sometimes I sit on Saturdays, I go by a friend of mine, Bruno, on the friend side, along with some other friends. We sit and we break bread and we fraternize among each other. eat fish and goat meat, and we have a little avocado and some red wine, and we all talk. And one person who sits there pull a nasty trick on your humble servant. Nasty! I even won't go into the details. This is a person that sits there and break bread with us. The heart is a deceitful place, above all, and desperately wicked. Now, this person is sitting there with me, laughing and drinking and eating and carrying on. But now I realize I even can't turn my back on my drink, because this person would rather see you dead than alive. This is what's happening in my St. Martin. I met Marvin Calypso Stunky. In his song, he said, "Me St. Martin gone." And being a person that was born and raised there, and when you see these kind of developments, it really hurts. It really, really, really hurts, because it's easy to get into this place where we are, but boy, it's going to be difficult to go back. No one is all bad. No one is all good. That's a fact of life. No one is all bad. No one is all good. My friends, we got to try to find the good in people. We got to try to be more positive about people, no matter who they are, no matter where they came from. Sometimes we hear people talking about their children. It's unbelievable. Just like your father, no good at all. She, oh God, what about a girl? Oh Lord, a girl, you no good at all. He had a daughter, no good. Should have strangled him when she was born. If you, my friends, are saying that about your child, what am I supposed to think about you? If your son is no good at all, and you made him, what am I supposed to think about you? Doesn't make you much better, because you made him, you raised him. My friends, let us try to move away from this culture of negativism, this culture of bad talking, this culture of ripping down each other. We got to change our focus. Let us focus on more positive things. Regretfully, I must admit, the media has a lot to do with it. Recently, some folks were arrested with this Brooks Tower situation. And they took one picture of one person, and then they come back with an editorial apologizing. My God. An apology after a picture was taken and a story was run, that can't cut it. And they realize that. Before we rip up each other, before we put the good lady on the internet with somebody else in shackles, Lord, think about their friends. The good girl have a mother 90 years old. Christ have mercy. Think of the consequences that this can have. She has not even been condemned yet. She's a suspect. And I'm saying if she's wrong, may the law run its course. But before she goes through what we call the due process, be respectful. That's the least we can do. Lord, be respectful. Our media is feeding our people with this hate for politicians, this hate for each other. They're doing a good job on dividing us. My friends, St. Martin people was always a loving people. I raised in a poor island, out in Mill Region. We were poor people. But there was love among us. The neighbor need a piece of pork. If I need an egg, neighbor, you got egg there for me, girl. Buy my water done. You got any water? There, look a cup here, Julian. I go down with Miss George. Miss George always had a little Johnny cake. I'll go down with Miss Edna. I'll go by Ellie. I'll go by Miss Alice. Miss Alice Phillips. She used to bake the bread back them days. Sometimes you don't have no money. Miss Alice, take the bread, boy. A little piece of hot butter inside the piece of bread and eat it. There were times we go down to the butcher yard. And when he butchering, we always get a little piece of meat. We roast it and we eat it. There was love in this country. Where did the love gone? You reach a point in St. Martin that you're afraid to talk to people. Sometimes you go to the various public offices and the hostility that we get from the people that's supposed to serve us. Our service has gone to the dogs. I worked as a waiter in Little Bay Hotel back in the old days, along with my good friend Ricardo Thomas and Robert Illich and a few other boys. You know, Jacko used to work at the Great Bay Hotel, him and Dolphy Brooks, God bless him and rest him. Alfred Thomas, they were at Great Bay, and we used to work down at Little Bay Hotel. And there's only one thing we knew for sure. We had to give good service. And we did. That no longer exists. We're trying to live way beyond our means, which creates a lot of stress. And then we get upset with the fella next door who getting an edge ahead of you. You don't know the price he got to pay. You don't know if you're dancing with the devil in the 4-day. But you want what he got. And you're upset. And you let the boil come out of your stomach and you read these negative articles. You don't put your name in and you say, I got him now. I got him. My friends, this is no good. We have over 100 churches on this island. Why go to church? Why even bother? When all you want to do is rip down the person sitting next to you. Talk malicious. It feels good. We got to do it for our children, friends. If nothing else, our children. Let me close with some recommendations. Try to develop positive thoughts. When you feel these negative thoughts overtaking you, try to push them out of your mind and say, no. No, Charlie can't be all that bad, man. You got to have something good about him. Agnes got to have something good about her, man. Lord Jesus, he can't be all that bad. Huh? Expect the best in life. We got to trust God. We got to trust God. We got to put our faith in the Almighty. Things are hard, and it's hard for all of us. The majority of us are scrabbling to make ends meet. But it will get better if we expect it to get better. If we are positive about the situation we are in. If we are negative, friends, it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. And we are the ones that are making it worse. Change your focus. Focus on projects. Focus on things that can help our children, can help St. Martin. I make my little contribution. I do this program. I run a business. Okay? I try to make a contribution. However little it is. However little it is. My friends, get a project that you can focus on. Focus on your health. Why is it so many of us are burdened down with bad health, ill health? It comes from here. And life is not going to work out always the way we expect it. That is life. But expect the best and prepare for the worst. Brace yourself and move forward. Life is good. Life is good. But you got to find the good in it. If you're looking for bad in something, you're always going to find it. But if you're looking for good in it, you're going to find good in it. Because there is good in it. St. Martin is still a beautiful place. St. Martin is still a place where everybody can make it. So can you. So can I. Generational wealth. What are we passing on to our next generation, to our children, after we are dead and gone? Huh? What are we passing on? Focus on your health. Okay? The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale is a book, an extremely good book. The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. Please read that book. Go on the internet. I'm sure they have some excerpts. Eat healthy. Get lots of exercise. Get sunshine. Go in the sun. Look in the sun. When the sun comes up in the east, look in the east at the sun and say, God, thank you for another day. And try to make the best of that day. Stay away from ripping down your neighbor. Stay away from bad talking your friends. Stay away from toxic people. There's a saying that you become like your friends. If your friends are negative and you can't change them, get rid of them. If your partner's negative, stay away from your partner. Get a new one. With that, I would like to thank you, my dear friends. And I would like to close with, again, a verse from the Bible. That the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. We have to pray, my dear friends. We have to pray for strength. We got to pray and pray a lot. Pray without ceasing. Because the times that we're going through is going to demand that you have strength. And you're going to have to find a place to get that strength. And the only way I can tell you to look for it is in prayer. With that, we'd like to say thanks. God bless you. Be good. Make the best of it. Keep a positive mind. My name is Julian Rolox. This was Strictly Business. Until, tune in on Sunday, 12 noon on SOS Radio 95.9, and on Wednesday evening at 6:30 p.m. on SOS Radio 95.9. Tune in. Wednesday evening at 7, Saturday evening at 7 on WTN Television, and on Monday evening at 6:30 on Channel 15 Cable TV Dutch St. Martin. Coming soon, we're going to be on French Cable TV. Give me a call, 553-7580, 553-7580, or julian.rolox@yahoo.com. God bless and until. Bye-bye.